Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to an SP Reviews where today I have the pleasure of checking out a track from an act named Amanda Davey music titled Shine Your Light. And if we switch over to here, my understanding is that this track is coming out sometime in mid-October if I'm not mistaken, so you'll be seeing this review about then. I'm reviewing this a fair bit beforehand, but that's alright. I'm looking forward to checking out this track today and we're going to listen through it from start till finish. We're going to hear what we think. It should also be noted before we get into it that I'm going to be grading this track on a range of musical criteria and giving it an overall score out of 10. But before that, let's go. Let's do it. Great work with the clock ticking and the scribbling there. Nice bit of Foley. It's an HD, that's good. Fantastic intro, very nice sound design. I just want to confirm something really quickly. I apologize for interrupting. Just realized it wasn't in 1440p. There we go. Great shuffle on that hi-hat there as well, well done.
And your faithfulness every night, like a shield for me. Give me the wisdom to share your truth. This is your kingdom. Shine your light.
That's great how it rises up like that around the sides, you know? There's those subtle tremolo guitar pick parts on the side there. They go in amongst the keys and the bass and drums and all those other beautiful things with the vocals as the main lead. There's a lot of really great stuff going on even at the halfway point of this track. Fantastic belt there, well done.
Shine your light into the darkness.
No, well done. Well done. I also want to give a shout out to Finish Line as well. I've also been told to check that out. I might do that in another video, but either way, I think if this Shine Your Light track, if the quality of this is indicative of what the rest of her discography is like, both of these tracks are worth checking out. But I'm just going to quickly score this track and then we'll talk about the song more in the conclusion. Because welcome to the analysis and conclusion section of my review of this track from an act named Amanda Davey, music titled Shine Your Light. Now, I think I gave this song an overall score out of 7.6 out of 10, which is not a bad score at all, really. It's quite good. It followed through a lot of the fundamentals I kind of hope and for and appreciate in a track there. If I were to start what I think the track is about, Shine Your Light is showing an appreciation to God, to a higher power. You know, it's showing that appreciation, that respect, that love, that devotion there, your gratitude for them leaving you, you know, to calmer waters and everything like that, for helping you to sort of weather storms and such. And it's a sort of like healthy sort of feedback cycle, that reciprocation there. I appreciate it. I think it's a really positive, uplifting story, and I think that they sung it really well. The lady, Amanda Davey, they could sing incredibly well, and I think part of the reason I say that is because they knew when to sort of do their belts, when they needed to sort of keep things relatively pocketed, where they didn't need to sort of like over elaborate. But I also think that they understood their vocal range, their capabilities in regards to their head and chest voice and everything like that, and they were just very, very content with where they were placed there. And I think for first impressions, it's quite strong. There were some compelling vocal melodies and harmonies throughout the track. We did build on them a bit more as we went through. It was a 5-minute, 08 song, so it was a little bit outside of 2 to 4 minute sweet spot I usually have for songs. I think that the song could have potentially had benefited from a more distinct alternate lead in the track there. That isn't a criticism of it, it's just more a suggestion for future tracks there, as I feel like while I appreciate listening to Amanda's voice, it could also be good to have something else go alongside that. Granted, there were sort of sub-leads, like there were electric guitar parts, there are some string sections there that were in a similar frequency range. There were similar octave range, and we had a lot of a general sort of glow to the track because of the resonance in those mid to high registers that made it seem very positive, even without a lot of the chord choices with the suspendeds as well as the major triads and such. With a lack of any extensions there, we didn't do too much sort of complex harmonic stuff with the chords like sevenths or anything like that. I don't think that would have necessarily benefited it. That might have come from the collection of the individual instruments from being performed together. But nonetheless, I thought that it was very well orchestrated and written. But I think, again, the vocals were handled really well. I think the guitar parts, whether they were strummed with the clean DI of the acoustic or there were some of the lead parts, there were some interesting sort of tremolo picked parts. There was outros for certain chorus sections, which I thought was just a nice touch there. They were quite subtle, but when you heard them, you took immediate notice. And I appreciate the fact that we had that flexibility with the strings guitars as well as the string section as well. I thought some of those legato passages, dancing between those notes in the mid to high range were beautiful there. They accented the existing, progressions in the mix there, because there were several chord progressions in the track. Structurally, we didn't just kind of rinse and repeat it or rely on one idea, even though we did quite a bit of mileage out of those few. Not to a point where it was too much, of course, but to a point where we definitely sort of like made the most of it. The strings did sort of excite, and they were great to have there. And there was a gradual increase in intensity throughout the track, which I appreciate as well. It didn't just have the same sort of feel to it. But the strings were well handled. The drums, I enjoyed a lot of what the drums were doing with their kick, snare, and cymbal grooves there. I'm pretty sure there were some fills in there, though. A lot of the focus for me was brought to the hi-hat grooves. We had some interesting 8th and 16th note patterns in the halftime sections, especially with some of those later choruses there, which I thought were dope. It made it seem a lot more contemporary, and I appreciated putting some of those even like sort of like drum step or kind of electronic vibes in there to sort of shake things up a little bit. I like that. I think it's good to pocket when you're a percussionist, to allow space and a platform for other musicians to do their thing on, and to keep a general sort of pace of the tempo, being the rhythm section. But also you can have a bit of your own personality there and kind of let things sort of go on from there. And I think in addition to that, it's also the bass. I thought the bass line here was nice and strong. They pocketed as well. They didn't overplay, but it was just enough to sort of refine things in that low end and made it sound really sort of thick and strong. And then finally you have the keys there. where we had a little bit of sparkle with those. We might have even had some synth layers, I'm not sure, but like the sparkle from those keys kind of complementing a lot of the guitar and string parts there were wonderful there. It was really pleasant and gentle, and there were no harsh edges to this track. It really did overall sound like a track where we were trying to celebrate the god that we were singing for, and I think it's beautiful. There was a sense of accessibility with the way the vocals were performed and understood there. You could get behind it, you could nod your head to it. It wasn't trying to, I don't think it was trying to do more than simply invite you to have a good time, to sort of like gel with it and to sort of get lost into it, you know, shine your light. Again, with the glow of the mid to high registers there, both from a compositional and post-production perspective, I think it was very well handled there. I think there was just enough alternate leads, even sub lows, to keep us going throughout. It was a tight performance overall without a note out of place. The studio recording, mixing and mastering was well handled as well. Things were nicely niched in the frequency spectrum and stereo field with no weird resonant frequencies there, and I also feel as if we did a great job just capturing a tight vocal performance there, which was not overproduced. Amanda Davey can sing, and that was captured here. Whether it was the melodies or the harmonies, the other instrumentalists had plenty of room to move around in the studio side of things as well. Weren't any issues there. There was dynamic range to this, not a huge amount, but there was. It was quite a tight mix, but not to an extent where it was a detriment. It was nice and loud without pumping, so the bus compression and limiting was handled. And effectively, this is my review of this track from an act named Amanda Davey's Music, titled Shine Your Light. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please go show them some love via their various social medias and a YouTube page, and stay cool and stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I'll catch you in the next review. Spiderhands out.